Hi, this is Tuesday the 11th in-class practice. We're finding the hypotenuse. If you remember, the Pythagorean Theorem says that if you know two sides of a right triangle, you can find the length of the third side. So the formula, if you remember, is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And we're going to do two where we find the hypotenuse. And the first one is going to be one that is 6, 8, and I don't know. So the longest side, the side away from the right angle, this is the hypotenuse. This side is always the hypotenuse, the longest side. It has to be away from the right angle. So I'm going to have 6 squared plus 8 squared equals c squared. Now I know 6 squared is 36 and 8 squared is 64. So I can say 36 plus 64 is c squared. Well, if I add those together, that's 100. That means I know c squared equals 100. But this side cannot be 100. There's no way that could be 100. If this is 6 and that 8, that cannot be 100. So what I have to do is I have to take the square root of both sides, of these sides of the equation here. Now, if you remember from Algebra 1, these two cancel out. C equals 10. That means this side right here is 10. Let's do it again. We can do it, the triangle doesn't have to always face the same way, so we can make it face this way. This side is always the hypotenuse, this guy right here, so that's the side I do not know. And then these are the other two sides. So if I do it the same way, I have a squared, b squared, and the hypotenuse is away from this, right? So that means 5 squared plus 10 squared equals c squared. Because this is always the hypotenuse. That's the place where it has to be. Oops, right there's hypotenuse. This thing, I can't get on it. There we go. C is the hypotenuse. Alright, c squared is the hypotenuse. So, c is the hypotenuse, that is. And so here I have 25 plus 100. That's 125 is c squared. But like I said before, there's no way that this is 125. So what I have to do is take the square root of both sides. And this turns out to be, it's not even. There's not a perfect square for 125. So this is actually 11.18. That is approximately what C is. Right? 11.18. Now sometimes they ask you to round it to the 10th place. If they say 10th place, oops, if they want it rounded off to the 10th place, then you would have to take, you would have to say, well, I know that 8 is bigger than 5. If it's 5 or bigger, then I just add 1 to this guy. So if I was rounding it off to the 10th place, my answer would be 11.2. And that's it.